I just became a landlord and I'm shaking with the tenant from fucking hell. Mind you, it hasn't even been 2 months. I haven't even got the second month payment. I have spent so much money fixing her stupid little issues, and the amount of calls she's called me is ridiculous. I interviewed and did so many applications for this house that everyone wanted, my house, and I thought I picked the perfect tenant, but no! She is just breaking shit, and I'm paying for it, and on top of it, she's smoking in my fucking house. That is in our lease agreement. You are not allowed to smoke in my house. Didn't even know she was a smoker. And I had someone go fix the garbage disposal that she broke. And he's like, do you know she's smoking in the house? So I immediately called my realtor and was like, what the fuck can I do? I have to send Arlie's letter of case of action. I called her and let her know, like, I will evict you. Like, she's like, oh, well, I'm doing upgrades. I redid the lawn. I did this. I put a sprinkler. I don't care. You are downgrading my house by smoking in my house. I don't put up with that. And then I remember before we even signed the lease agreement, she's like, can I do it light gray? And I was like, yeah, as long as it's really, really light gray, you're fine. I just need to be a light color, and it has to be like a satin or something you can easily wipe off. So when I do have a cleaner come in, they can wipe off the walls. Oh yeah, no problem. Found out it's fucking blue in my house. I am just flabbergasted. Like, I'm RV living, I'm traveling around the country. Like, I thought this was gonna be so much easier. Like, if there's an actual problem, like the fridge stops working, something's wrong with the plumbing, immediately you jump to action. I'm getting someone there and it's going to be fixed. But the little issues of not being able to find your fan remote, and you don't know your Wi-Fi password, and you don't know how to properly use a garbage disposal is what gets me. She thought it was okay to have a big thing of rice that she didn't like, to dump it down the garbage disposal and clog my fucking drains. And she was like, well, I've had garbage disposals my whole life. I just put all my food down there and then I just grind it up. Are you kidding? You're ruining my piping. I just paid all this money to get a new garbage disposal now. I have to redo it. Like, you don't do that. And she was like, oh yeah, I put eggshells and I put coffee grounds down my plumbing. I put all my food down there. And I'm like, can you not do that? She's like, well, I've had it forever. So no, I'm going to keep doing it. What the fuck, lady? And on top of that, she's like a pathological liar because her son is on the lease. So I call him and be like, hey, I hope you know what's going on. And she's like, she lies to me all the time. I cannot control her. Like, I don't know what to do. He doesn't live at the house. And I'm like, well, you gotta I gotta handle it. Do we need to go to court? Do I need to break the lease? Do we need to evict? Because if I evict her, she's going back with you. And that's gonna be a problem. And he's like, oh God, no. And I'm like, pathological liar, getting to the point, is she was like, oh, I've only lit a couple of cigarettes in the house. Like, I guarantee you it'll be finished. It'll be fine. It's fine. And then she talked to her son. The son called me because I'm like the third party. And he's like, she swore to God, swore to her family's grave that she'd never smoked a cigarette. I'm like, I literally just got off the phone with her under 2 minutes ago. She just said she only smoked she smoked in the house. And he's like, well, she is a smoker. If she smokes outside, she's going to smell like smoke. And I'm like, no. Smoke outside, far away from the house. You have a huge ass yard. Wash your hands, come back in. I understand that sometimes it's lingering. Okay. I'm not going to kill you for that kind of thing. But no. How is smoking still a thing? Like, ugh. Do you know how difficult it will be to rent or sell a house when it's been smoked in? Like, no fucking way. Like, I would rather just cut it lost now, get you the fuck out of my house. You broke your lease, so I take your security deposit, which will cover me for a little bit, and I get a new tenant, which I have a fucking line of tenants. We're in South Florida. Everyone wants to live where I'm at. And I can get someone else new in that's not going to smoke in my house, but then also, like, do I have other issues to deal with? I'm back because she called me again. So I'm giving her a case of action saying, like, you need to stop smoking in the house. I have to now hire someone to come in to inspect the house because I don't live in South Florida anymore. And then if she doesn't obey by it, then I'm going to evict her. Problem is, all of my house is now blue. Do I put in a case of notice saying, hey, you need to paint the house before, or if I evict her, is the house just have to stay blue and then I gotta paint it fucking white again so I can rent it out? Like, she just caused a clusterfuck and I have to figure out this quickly and I have to go get it notarized and then send it to her. She also last month, I forgot about this, lost her fucking keys to the house and I had to make copies and send it to her. and I'm getting complaints from the neighbors because her dog, even though I just put up a brand new 8-foot security fence, 8 foot, beautiful white, the hard, not wood, but whatever fence, and the dog is digging holes in my yard and going underneath the fence and getting into the neighbor's yard. This is probably why she redid the yard, because her dog fucking destroyed it, and she realized, like, oh fuck. There's just like a list of issues, and I just feel like I need to cut my loss. But then I also feel bad, but I feel like she's gonna cost me more money. Like, she already ruined the piping, and I have to pay someone else to fix the piping. I already fixed the garbage disposal today. The piping as well, because it's clogged with rice, and now she did something, I can't remember the wording, but she ruined the pipes. Like, do I have to pay for that? Or, like, does she, like, I don't know. This is, like, so new, and I'm having so many issues. Like, how is it fair that I have to pay someone to come, like, quarterly, monthly, whatever it is, to inspect, because I don't live there, to inspect and to smell to make sure you're not smoking in the house? Like, oh, I just painted the house. Like, she had it professionally painted. The whole house is fucking blue. You're smoking in the house. It's gonna start peeling off. As a landlord, I expected to get calls often for certain things. Like, if there was like a major issue, I would expect a call and I would fix them immediately. Like, I'm not going to let you sit and suffer or anything like that. But I'm getting calls for the stupidest minor inconveniences, and she's hounding me like she needs it done now. She couldn't find her fan remote. I need it done now. Oh, my guest bathroom. There's only one person living in the house. My guest bathroom, the toilet is not flushing properly. I need someone here now. Under 24 hours. I need someone today. And I'm like, it's the weekend. Like, I'm trying, but like, I gotta call some plumbers. Like, do you know how difficult it is to get a plumber on a Sunday, and you need them like right now, and it's for the guest bathroom just because of the little toilet? Like, use your bathroom. Give me like 48, 72 hours. The constant demands of like, I need someone here now is driving me nuts. But little things like, I lost my fan remote. Oh, I misplaced my key again. Oh, your neighbor's dog is not on a leash outside. I'm like, I can't control that. And also, like, what? If I was renting, I would not call my landlord every 2 seconds. This is not a hotel room. You're renting a house. I'm not downstairs in a lobby. Like, I remember one of the first days she moved into the house, she, like, demanded someone to come over the house to turn her AC on. And I said, all you have to do is put in your Wi-Fi password. I don't know my Wi-Fi password. You wanted me to hire someone to turn on your AC? What? So if you're a good renter, thank you. This house is my freaking baby. This is my first investment property. I'm living in an RV and traveling the country full time to find our dream property, which is probably not going to be for a long, long time. But this is our investment property. This is our baby. This is what we want to take care of. We are going to sell it probably when we retire. Like, and it's only been 2 months. I'm having issues. I don't expect to get rich this house. I expected to sell this house way down the line as some of my retirement, and someone to be in the house and maintain the house. I'm trying to be a kind landlord. I'm going to do everything in my power to keep up with this house. I want you to keep up with this house as well. I want a tenant to be in there for 10, 20 years. I promise you, I am a pleasant person. I saw that comment. Like, I feel like you're doing me a favor by keeping up with the house and being kind to it. Let me be kind to you, but like, fuck. I would do this if I could, but unfortunately, I don't make enough money on my house to be doing this, especially with the constant, like, calls of fixing and doing some random shit. Like, I'm making little profit. All these issues just came out at once. She's demanding and all this kind of, like, this and that, but it's just the garbage disposal. I'm like, no problem. I'll take care of it. The demandingness of it, annoying, but I'll take care of it. Then I realized she's the one who fucked up the plumbing, but whatever. I just told her, like, hey, you can't put this in there. And she goes, well, I've had a garbage disposal forever. I put everything in down there. And I was like, okay, well, I just put a brand new garbage disposal in there. The pipes are messed up because of the rice now. I have to get the pipes now fixed. Can you please just, like, not put food down there? Well, I'm still gonna put food down there. I'm like, can you just put a food stopper down there? Well, I do, but I just lift it up and put the food down there. And I'm like, that doesn't help with the food stopper. This is when I found out about all the issues after. And I told her, I was like, hey, like, if you're not going to take care of the garbage disposal, I'm just going to take it out. If I get another call that is messed up, I'm taking the thing out. So now I have a question for landlords and realtors. If you know, I'm dealing with a tenant from hell. I've only been a landlord for 2 months, and now I'm looking at evictions. So today, she paid half her payment and tomorrow she will finish the half of her payment because of Zelle. And it's due the 15th. So she paid from March 15th to April 15th. Okay. I'm giving her a case of action tomorrow. If she doesn't abide by the case of action by 7 days, I give her 7 days to fix the problem, then I'm going to evict her. However, she paid first, last, and security. She lost her security deposit by breaking the lease by smoking in the house. So now what happens with the last deposit, because she just paid her rent going into April 15th? I have it on my paperwork that if she breaks, like if she doesn't go by the rules to fix the smoking problem, she will have to be out by April 15th. But she paid first, last, and security, and she just paid me up to April 15th. Are you getting what I'm saying? How does this work? Do I have to pay her back, or is she annulled because she broke her lease by smoking in the house? The 9 a.m. Tenant from Hell update, and the tea is hot with this one. Let's start from the beginning. 9 a.m. hits. I still haven't received a picture of the walls, so I call her. I recorded the calls. Hey, where is my pictures? You told me I would have them no later than 9 a.m. Oh, I don't know how to use my phone. Okay, let me walk you through it. No, I don't know how to use my phone. Okay, well, what can we do to get these pictures? Why didn't you tell me this yesterday? Then she proceeds to say, oh, this is not an issue, Alexis. Like, it's fine. And I said, well, if it's not an issue, just send me the pictures. Well, I guarantee this is way better than it used to be. I have paid $4,800 to have this house painted. It looks great. Okay, that's great. Thank you so much. But can you please just send me the pictures so we can put this to rest? Okay, well, I don't know how to do that. So I'm going to have my dock walker. She comes in later today, and then she'll use my phone and take a picture. And I said, okay, what time? Oh, well, she'll do it later. Okay, give me a time estimate. Like, today is my 5-year wedding anniversary. Like, I don't want to be worrying about this all day. Like, I want to enjoy my day. Okay, I'll give it to you as soon as possible. Hangs up. 2 seconds later, she decides to call me back again. Immediately, I had to start recording the conversation again. She says, Alexis, do you realize how much I'm doing for this house? Do you realize how much money I put in this house? Do you realize I'm improving your home? That's great. I didn't ask you to do that, but I really appreciate you. And I thought you were like the best tenant ever for doing this and making the house your home. But you smoking in it is damaging the house. I need to have this paper done and document that you will no longer smoke in the house because it is more damaging than good. I need to cover my butt and have this document done and signed saying you say you will not smoke in the house because if you do, I'm going to evict you. So I think I'm just going to wait for this call. And then her son calls me. This I'm making a whole separate video about because it gets nasty. My tenant from hell's son called me. Let's get into it because it gets heated. A few minutes after my call this morning with my tenant telling her, please send me the photos of the walls so I can proceed and we can put this behind us, her son gives me a nice ring and warns me ahead of time. Hey, I don't want to come off as rude. I'm sorry if I curse. I'm just in a very hard state right now. My mother causes a lot of issues in my life. And I was like, here we go. Also know, I will give you some clues a little later on. I know he's recording the call. So he goes, what's going on with this paint color? And I said, we discussed this yesterday. You told me that it was blue. Someone else told me it was teal. And then she told me it was gray. We discussed beforehand, before you even signed the lease, that if you wanted to paint it light gray, that's fine. I have no problem with light gray. It was like a light beigey modern color, and a light gray is modern too. Like, it's no big deal. You won't have to fix it when you leave it, whenever you decide to leave. If you decide to leave. Well, I remember saying that you said if it was light, then it's fine. But it's gray. Well, if it's gray, what's the issue? Just send me a picture and it's no big deal. So are you telling me you're going to evict my mother because it's not the color that you like? And I said, no. Technically, I can evict her from smoking. I'm just trying to figure out what color the wall is. I told him I got all this information yesterday that the wall color is different, that my garbage disposal was messed up, and my plumbing is messed up because she put rice down it, and that she smokes in my house. I all just found this out yesterday, so I'm trying to get to the bottom of what the hell is going on. Then he proceeds to say, well, if you don't like the color of the walls, there's nothing I can do. I'm not paying for it to be redone. I paid $4,800 to have it done. I said, okay, and I have the right to evict you guys because you smoked in my house. You broke your lease the moment you lit a cigarette. And then he says, it was only a few cigarettes. How much harm can it do? Caught you saying that. Then I also have recordings, which I did not tell him. I also have recordings of her telling me she smoked in the house, multiple occasions. Then he says, are you really going to evict someone for smoking a couple of cigarettes in the house? I said, yeah, because it's damaging. I caught it at 2 months. The damage that could happen in a year is insane. Like, this property is my baby. Like, I raised my children in this house. Like, this is a big house, an important purchase to me, and now it's going to be my retirement. I can't have someone damaging it by smoking it. I can have someone else come in easily next month and get in there and pay me the exact same amount of rent and not damage it. He starts hooing and hawing and cursing and all the things, and he knew he was in the wrong because he says you can't evict someone for painting the house. And I said, you're correct. I have the right to evict someone for smoking, not painting. I then scared him because he said, well, on March 14th, this is how I knew he was recording. On March 14th today, are you saying that you have to evict because of the paint? And I said, no, again, let me repeat myself. I'm allowed to evict you for smoking in the house. I'm trying to get this document over so you can sign saying that you guys will no longer smoke in the house and we'll be good to go and have a clean slate. All I need is a picture of what the walls look like. I'm trying to piece everything together and then send you the paperwork and call it a day. I think it realized and pieced together, if I evict him, this is going to hurt his credit because he is, like, he's half on the lease, even though it's his mother and he's not living there. And this can ruin his credit. And his mother would have to live back with him, which is an issue. I already heard about all that issues. He then proceeded to tell me, yes, I will try to get these pictures done as soon as possible, but I can't guarantee because I'm not with her and I'm just going to do everything I can to get these pictures done. And I said, great. And then I'll send over the paperwork and we can call it a day. I'm going to open a whole new can of worms as well once I send this actual paperwork because it's going to tell him you need to ozone clean the house, which I found out from you guys, to get that odor out. And I will be having someone coming in to check to make sure the smell is gone. I want documentation that the ozone cleaning was done and that I will be sending someone in periodically to make sure no one is smoking in the house. This ozone cleaning is supposed to get rid of all the smoke. Because on the document, it says, the moment I catch them smoking again in the house, immediately eviction. You got like 7 days to get out. You broke your lease. Bye-bye. I really do feel bad for the son because he is taking so much crap from his mother and he told me how bad it is like with his mother and dealing with her. But an eviction hurt his credit, tens of thousands of dollars being taken from him just because his mom cannot stop smoking in the house or just not listening to him is pretty bad when she is just has a full ride. Like she has a cleaner, she has a dog walker, everything is paid for her. She's just living the life and is taking advantage of her son. It's kind of sad. So I'm going to update once we have these photos. I'm crossing my fingers that it is a light gray, but she guarantees it's only a light gray, but just not sending them to me. I know once this paperwork gets sent to him and her, it's going to cause World War III, and I know this is going to be a problem. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to evict them, so I have to know that in the back of my head. It's just like the things leading up to it as a landlord, like things can be damaged in the house. What money am I going to lose? Do I have to go to court? Like, it's a lot right now. So I'm going to keep you updated. I am headed out the door right now to go get the paper notarized, but my realtor added a clause to my case of notion her breaking her lease. So this is kind of a good scenario instead of just going straight to eviction, which can cause like a delay 30, 60, 90 days. By me doing this case of notion, she is not allowed to smoke in the house. And if I catch her smoking in the house, she has 3 days to evict. 3. I didn't even know that was a thing until my realtor told me. She's like, yeah, you catch her, boom, termination, get out, 3 days. So I was like, okay, I'm headed out the door. I'm going to go notarize, and it's going in the mail, and I'm going to email and text them. So it should be interesting what they call and tell me. Ooh. Paperwork is done. Leaving Wells Fargo. 2 minutes, in and out, baby. About to send it. Sending. Sent. Now we're going to USPS, delivering it first class, texting them with the file that has it. We're going to cover all of our bases. I'm going to get confirmation that they did get it. So I'm crossing my fingers. They reply to me and what they got to say. Have fun. There he goes. We're setting the case letter of action saying you are not allowed to smoke in my house or you are terminated. Within minutes of me sending the email, the text message was a screenshot and the text message with the file of the actual case of notice. She calls me and I immediately started recording and I said, hey, just letting you know ahead of time before you start talking, I am recording this. Do I get permission? She goes, yes, that's not the problem. She's like, do I need to pack my stuff? Am I evicted? And I'm like, no. I need you to read it fully. Let me know when you read it. You have to abide by the new rules. You have to clean and you cannot smoke my home or you will be evicted. And she goes, oh, okay, well, that's not gonna be a problem. I'm not gonna smoke in your house anymore. I'm like, okay. And she said, my son will probably be calling you because he got it as well, right? I'm like, yep. So the son call will be interesting. I'm going to be very intrigued what he says when I say, hey, I'm recording this call. I'm a little nervous for that. I'm not going to lie. Okay, so I have a tenant son update. I'm literally in the middle of a hike right now, but I got cell signal, so I'm going to be recording this. So late this morning, I texted him and said, hey, I got an all clear from your mom, letting us know that she received a notice. Just wanted to get the all clear from you that you got it. I sent it 3 different ways, here, here, and here. And it was making me nervous. I'm like, what if he just doesn't respond? Because usually he just like responds immediately, or he called me. So I call my realtor and say, hey, like I got the all clear from her with proof, and it's going to the house. So do I need to get an all clear from him? She said, no, you did what you need to do. You don't need the all clear from him. I said, okay, great. Then right as I was on the call, he texted me. It's not what you're expecting. He goes, what do you mean by all clear? What's an all clear? I said, hey, I'm just letting you know. She confirmed she's going to get the ozone cleaning, and she read the document, and she's going to stop smoking house, and it wasn't going to be an issue. He said, yes, I got the notice. Is this just a warning? I said, yes, this is just a warning. As long as she doesn't smoke in my house, she can live there as long as she wants. But yeah, I had to do this documentation. He goes, okay. I said, okay, great. We can start fresh and clean. And he's like, yep, well, I expect us to be fresh and clean 24 hours ago. It's like, no big deal now. I'm like, okay. The problem that worries me, I don't think they're taking this seriously. And I want to make sure they read that document, because she will be evicted in 3 days after I catch her smoking. So worries me. On day 8, so 1 week from today, I'm having an inspector come out. That inspector will tell me if she got it ozone cleaned, making sure the smell is completely gone. So it's documented that, hey, there's no smell in here. So when I have an inspector come back next month, or in a couple weeks, I'm not sure yet, he is going to check to see if the smoke is there. Because if it's there, she's out. So I'm very interested in what's going to happen in 7 days from today, when the inspector has documentation of everything, taking pictures of everything, making sure everything works, all that kind of stuff. And it's going to be interesting when I show up, not me, but the inspector guy shows up as well, putting in these cigarette detections, which I still haven't found one yet. I still need to try to find one, and soon. I'm running out of days. Why don't I encourage my tenant to make her own little nice patio set so she can smoke outside, or why don't I do it? Well, actually, she does have one. She has a very large back patio that had an addition put on it, all screened enclosure, outdoor fans on the roof. Plus, I added some outdoor fans that are electronic that plug in to have more circulation, because it's hot in Florida. On top of that, outside the patio, I do have like a cement brick patio or whatever that's covered by the roof, so you get shade. And it has a big oak tree, more shade, so she can sit out there as well and smoke. Or there's a huge, massive oak tree in the middle of the yard where she can have her little chairs and a little setup where she can be out there as well. There's multiple options. Tenant update for the ozone clean to get rid of that smoke smell after smoking in my house. Ooh, I'm about to ruffle some feathers. So my tenant called me today. She seemed super nice, in a great mood. I'm in a super great mood today. She's like, hey, I'm going to get things done today and tomorrow. We're going to figure out this ozone cleaning, get it done. I'm like, okay, babe, go off. No, I didn't talk to a 74-year-old woman like that, but that's the gist of it. We were just talking about the property in general, about the sod, the pressure cleaning, the screen, just random stuff that she wants to do. And I said, yeah, it's fine. You can do it on your own money, and I'm not in charge of it. And it has to be licensed and insured. So we got that in writing, so don't say anything. Apparently, she's having a hard time finding an ozone cleaner. And I was like, I found someone in 2 seconds. So then I gave her this other company that uses a different kind of chemical to get rid of the smoke smell completely, and they guarantee it. So she talked to him and she was like, it's $1,700. And I'm like, oh, well, I gave you a 20% off. Like, she's like, yeah, that's with the 20% off. I was like, oh, well, I'm really glad I'm not paying for it. Maybe she'll learn her lesson, and her son will be really pissed when he gets that bill, because I bet she'll think twice about for lighting a cigarette in my house. But she also was like, well, it's been cool out. I've been opening doors. Like, but I'll do it if you need me to. I'm like, yes, you're going to pay for it to get clean. She's like, I'm going to get other quotes. I'm like, take your time. You're fine. You can call as many people as you want. As long as they can get rid of the smell, you're fine. Just not a normal cleaner. I don't think she was expecting the price to be that high. I wasn't expecting being that high either. She is going to get other quotes, but people are like, just rent an ozone machine. No. She is going to hire a company to come do it, because I don't want them doing it by themselves. I want it documented and having a licensed insured company come in and do this. Call me the landlord from hell. No comments, I can't. I have another tenant from hell update. Let's make a drink and talk about this, because it's a doozy. So I just received a call about 7 o'clock at night. I'm trying to put my kids to bed, that she doesn't have power at her place. First thing I think of is, oh my God, is something wrong with the electrical? Do I have to pay all this money for the electrical? Lots of money coming out of my pocket. Nope. Then she proceeds to tell me that she didn't pay her bill. How is this my problem? I would love to know. Oh, I've been trying to get a hold of FPNL all day, Florida Power and Light, and I paid the bill, but it's my power still not on. And I was like, honey, I will help you. I didn't say honey. I will help you figure this out, but this is not a landlord issue. You didn't pay your bill on time. I call FPNL. They tell me, hey, we have it where we can restore her power, but I think the breaker popped in the back. She just has to flip the switch and call it a day. I call her back as a middleman. Hey, just letting you know, all you have to do is go to the back of the house and flip the breaker switch. She's like, well, isn't that a landlord problem? No, you can go back out there and flip a switch. I'm not hiring someone to come flip the switch. If you did not, or if you paid your bill on time, this wouldn't have been an issue in the first place. That's not my problem. But I'm trying to be the nice person, so I'm trying to figure it out. But then she eventually says, hey, let me have one of my friends come over. Maybe he can flip the switch. I said, great. Let me know how it goes. I immediately get calls back after back. 3 calls in a row of her saying, I can't figure it out. You need to figure it out. I'm sitting here in the dark. I need someone here immediately. I call FPNL again. They said it could take up 24 hours. Not really sure what to do, but I'm going to send maintenance person over there. Why I'm the middleman, I don't know, but I deserve this drink tonight, and I'm hoping FPNL just flips the switch in the back and calls it a day. I need a drink. With her calling me so late at night, I know I need to set boundaries with her. I thought I did, but I need to really hardcore do that. Monday's inspection day to see if she actually got the house cleaned out from the smoke smell. This is when I'm going to be talking about a property manager coming in full time, and she needs to not call me anymore. But also Monday is an important factor because if she did not clear out the smoke from the house, she then has 3 days to evict. So everything's on Monday and we will figure it out, but I am doing clear boundaries once this is fixed because I'm done. It's too late. You're disturbing my peace. Like, you can't keep calling and harassing me. I need someone here now. Like, you knew this was an issue earlier. Why are you calling me when I'm trying to put my kids to bed? No. I really do feel bad for her because I think she's calling me out of attention because she's lonely, but I can't be the one for that. Not a landlord. I thought I'm shaking right now. The tenant from hell couldn't get worse. I have been calling all morning trying to get a hold of her, trying to figure out if the power is on just to be a nice human. I was worried that her phone died because there was no power, so forth. I'm trying to call FPNL, Florida Power and Light, trying to get someone to the house. I'm doing everything I can. She's not answering. She finally calls me at 12 o'clock actually it's 1 o'clock her time, 1 o'clock. And she calls me and says, I have been up all night. I have been so scared. It's been dark, but they came over at 9 o'clock in the morning and they just switched the breaker and it turned it on. I was like, okay, that would have been nice to know. I've been texting you and calling you, and I've had people trying at your door trying to get to you because you're not answering. Then she proceeds to say, well, maybe you should get your electrical fixed and looked at. I'm like, the only issue was you didn't pay your bill. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, then she goes on another rant. Oh, well, ADT, the alarm system, the monitor is beeping. I need you as a landlord to fix that. My security system, that was installed when I bought the house. It was in the lease. You can either turn it on or turn it off. That is not my responsibility. I'm just shaking. I'm stuttering so mad. And then she goes, as a landlord, you need to take care of this for me. I said, no, as a landlord, this is not my responsibility. I told her, you need to look up the issues that a landlord takes care of because this is not one of them. You need to make an appointment and call ADT yourself. If you have the system, I don't even have a security system with ADT. That's on you. She was like, what do you want from me? You're supposed to fix this stuff. And I'm like, it's not fixable. You just have to turn off the system if you don't have ADT. I said, I'm done talking. I've been trying to call you all morning and you're giving me issues. You call ADT yourself. If you have an issue with me, you can break the lease and pay the fine. I am done. I'm turning off my phone now. I really don't know what her issue is. She's literally called me because she doesn't know her Wi-Fi password. I'm like, I don't know. Ask your son. I get it. I understand she's lonely. But like, I keep trying to set boundaries and she's not getting it. Yes, I'm looking into hiring a property manager. I have a call with someone on Monday, but my God, I was on my hike with my family trying to enjoy it. I'll upload photos of it later. She called me 5 times in a row. 5 times. But do you want to know what it's about? That she had to call me 5 times. It kind of got me worried. I'm like, what's wrong now? Like, is the house on fire? Is there a plumbing issue? Like, why do you have to call me 5 times in a row and leave no voicemail? Oh, just letting you know that when FP&L was here, they said your breaker was old. So you need to get that replaced as soon as possible. I was like, is your power working? Is it a do or die emergency right now? No. I have an inspection with you on Monday. I will have them take a look at it. But your power is fine and has never been an issue. You're just saying that so you can call me and harass me more today than you already have in the past 24, 48, now almost 3 months, 2.5 months. Lady, boundaries. So my prediction was right. I know I have to give her a 24-hour notice that someone's coming in the house for inspection, which no one has been in the house besides like Candyman's like correcting actions because she's calling me a lot. She knows there is an inspection coming. It was supposed to be 7 days, which was last Thursday, but I extended it till Monday because that's when my inspection guy was available. So I text her last Monday, I know it's getting tricky, saying, hey, the inspection is going to be next Monday, this one coming up at 9 a.m. Okay. 2 days ago when I was on the phone with her, I said, hey, 9 a.m. on Monday with the inspection, I'll also have them check the electrical break. I'll have them check everything in the house to make sure everything's good for you. Oh, okay, no problem. So then I texted her today saying, hey, reminder, Monday, 9 a.m. Inspection. I was scared to text her tomorrow at 24 hours because I'm like, what if I forget? And it's like 22 hours, blah, blah, blah. I have anxiety. She immediately calls me and she's like, what inspection? And she's like, I have until like middle of April to get this done, right? I'm like, no, you had till Thursday. I'm giving you till Monday. She has called me 4 times in 10 minutes. There's no way I can get it done. You have to extend it, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, this is it. I gave you a little bit of an extension already. You have to get this done or you are out. Then I looked back at the paperwork. I was like, oh, she has to be out in 3 days. I didn't say this, but I was like, oh crap. No, she has till April 15th to evict. But if she smokes after April 15th and I catch her, then she has 3 days to evict. So technically she has to be there until April 15th. However, if she does not have this done on Monday, I start the eviction paperwork because she broke her lease. She lost her security deposit. And then I will immediately call my realtor again and say, hey, start bringing in new tenants. And she just has to deal with tenants coming into the house to look at the house to immediately come in after she's gone. Long story short, today is going to be a hellish day because she's going to be calling me all day. She's like, how am I supposed to get someone on the weekend? I'm like, you had over a week to do this. And I said, hey, like you call me all the time telling me you need someone under 24 hours. Like you need someone here today on a weekend constantly. I gave you over a week to get something done. I said, well, you wouldn't have to pay that if you didn't smoke in the house. Calls me again. Hey, I need you to extend this. And I said, no, plain and simple, no. I will pay whatever fee you have to do to extend it. Nope. Not happening. I'm not putting in more legal paperwork to extend it. No, I'm done being nice. Well, your house is in really good shape and on Monday I'm going to have a sprinkler system installed. I thought it was already installed and regardless, I don't care. No. So I'm ready for the gruesome day of phone calls all day and I'm just anxious as hell. And on top of that, Monday is a really busy day. We're moving our RV to our next destination area. I'm getting ready for a flight because I'm about to go to San Francisco and an inspection and I have a meeting. Like, it's gonna be nuts. The amount of hate comments I'm gonna give for this Tenant update, buckle up because it's a lot. It's 4 o'clock now. I got a call at 2 o'clock. I've had 40 messages back and forth, multiple missed calls. We have problems. Hey, FYI, the cleaning's not gonna be done tomorrow. So let's fast forward to last night. Late last night, I get a text message from the cleaner guy she was gonna hire to clean out the inside to get that smoke smell out. He says, hey, I can't do the cleaning in time for Monday. And I said, that sucks. My tenant has till Monday at 9 a.m. to get it done. I guess she has to use someone else. Okay, keep that in mind. Now fast forward to 2 o'clock in the afternoon today. 2 o'clock, she calls me, hey, did that cleaner call you? I said, yeah, I got some text messages from him that he couldn't do it in time. She's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, your inspection's still at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Did you find someone else? Oh, no, it's the weekend. Okay. Well, it's just not going to happen. Are you going to evict me? Yep. If it's not done tomorrow at 9 a.m., you're going to be evicted. I have now pushed it twice. It was supposed to be done last Wednesday, and I was being nice and giving it to Monday. I'm not moving it. Okay. That's it. Just hangs up. Like, no big deal. No big deal. I'm like, what? I immediately call my realtor and I'm like, hey, like, this is what's going on. Like, we need to start the eviction paperwork. It's not going to be cleaned. This is where it's going to piss you off. Okay, this is what you're going to do. You're going to text both of them, put some fire under their ass, let them know, hey, if it's not done by Tuesday, it's whatever. I'm like, I'm just going to evict her. She's like, just give him one more shot. Get her son involved. Figure it out. I'm like, fuck. So I swallow my pride and I'm like, okay, that's what I'm going to do. Mind you, I found out the smoke detectors also didn't come in till Tuesday. So I'm like, let me push it till Wednesday. I'll give it an even extra day. And then everything can be done on Wednesday. Okay, but it's not good enough. I do a long detail putting fire in the ass like, hey, this is the last time I am paying for this extension. I'm not doing any more legal paperwork. I have an inspector coming. I'm not rescheduling it. Very detailed text. And then the responses start coming. The son had zero idea. The mom said she's going to pay for it. She's not paying for it. The son's paying for it, and he had no idea. He says, what are you talking about? He's like, I had no idea how to do a cleaning. And I said, did you read the paperwork I had to do? It took me a long time. I had to get it notarized. This is a legal document that I sent you. He's like, oh no, I didn't read it. I got it, but like I just didn't read it. And that's my fault. He's like, I pay for everything. You should have told me. And I said, your mom is at the house. She said she was going to pay for it. I've given her multiple reminders. You had a document that said that it had to be done by day 7, which was Wednesday. Now I'm giving you the opportunity to get it done by this upcoming Wednesday now. So 2 weeks instead of 1. Well, it's really expensive. Don't smoke my house then. It wouldn't have been expensive. The amount of text messages I got from this man is insane. He was telling me like, you're flipping my life upside down. This is horrible. She's gonna end up living with me. You cannot evict her. I'm begging you. I'm like, just get it done. He's like, what if I can't get it done by Wednesday? I'm like, the inspection's Wednesday, 11 a.m. Well, that's unreasonable. Inspections at 11 a.m. on Wednesday. That's all I don't know what else to tell you. He's like, you're so rude, da da da. And I'm like, I told him, you should have read the paperwork. Like, it's not a long document. It's like on a half a sheet of paper and it's notarized all on the bottom. Like, it's not that serious. It just says like, hey, you broke the lease. This is what you have to do. This is the dates you have to do it by. That's it. It's nothing crazy. He then tells me, if there is anything with the house, you need to call me. Do not include my mother. I said, well, your mother told me I was not allowed to call you. But don't worry, I will definitely be calling you. I didn't think this was going to be an issue. Now it's an issue, that's why I'm getting you involved. You're not at the house. But I get it, he pays for everything, I get it. But I also thought she was paying for the cleaning, because that's what she said. She has called me so many times and left so many voicemails. I'm not answering them anymore. I need them through text message or email, but she doesn't know how to use her email. I know this is confusing, I'm sorry. I said, I have no problem only contacting you, but you need to give your mother some details of what a landlord does, and she needs to stop calling me because I have had 20 calls from her since last Wednesday, and today is Sunday. Oh, I can't control my mom. Stop saying that. And now it's gonna piss you off what he says next. Well, you don't live at the house. She has to worry about the smoke smell, not you. So what's the big deal? Mind you, I have been very professional and calm during these text messages, and then I was going to send the last one and I was done. I said, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to do this. Smoking damages the house. You break the lease by smoking in the house. That's it. Some of you guys love these updates. Some of you guys hate me because of them. I'm just going to keep my whatever people that want to follow me and watch what's going on updated until this tenant is evicted, because it's definitely going to happen. I'm going to record a video now just so I don't get them confused of why I didn't involve the son with the cleaning. See you soon. Yeah, he does not want her in the house, and I may or may not have gotten this text message. It is not my fault that my mother lies to me. She cannot be evicted because the only place on earth where she can go after her eviction is my house. We cannot live together. I am begging you to please let her say she has promised that she has not lit a cigarette in the house since the notice. Yeah, I understand why. And the funny thing is, when we like interviewed and did the whole process of her trying to live at the house, which my realtor and I were like laughing about earlier today, he sold us that she was like this little old lady that plays bingo once a week, is just lonely at the house by herself, like calm, cool kitten, retired woman. And then all these issues arise within weeks of her being there. Tenant from Hell update. The son texted me. It's not that interesting, but it's informative, so it's going in the right direction. But the text made me think, wow, his mother. he texted me, hey, who's the number that is doing the cleaning? And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, the one my mom keeps talking about. She lost his number. And I'm like, this guy, I'm not affiliated with him, but this is the one she asked me about. And he's like, yeah, I just need to like confirm and talk to him about it. And I was like, okay, so that's it. But it makes it seem like they hired him to do the cleaning. This is the guy who called me that was really annoyed, that stopped everything he was doing with his family to come do the cleaning and showed up, and then she like turned him away. I was like, no, I have till Wednesday, so I don't know yet.